3, 2, 1.
Good afternoon. It's Robert and Julia Miller with the J. Patel Group and Rethink Real Estate with another exciting real estate update.
On this fine Tuesday afternoon.
Episode
94.
All right. Episode 94, cruising towards 100. Please like and subscribe so we can continue to grow our viewership.
Episode 94, news as usual? That's the question.
We will start with a joke, a little history, some news, review the rates, and wrap up with inventory. All right, you got a joke?
How do you know trees are up to no good?
This is going to be a dad joke, I can tell.
When they're a little shady.
Oh, of course, when they're a little shady.
Yep.
That was a good one. Okay, we keep a potato masher in a drawer because sometimes it's fun to not be able to open that drawer.
It's true. Yeah. Right? There's always something that seems to get stuck in those dumb drawers.
And it's always the potato masher. Or that big ladle. That big ladle that's too big. You just can't keep that thing in the drawer. It jams it up every time.
It does.
All right, moving on. A little history for this week. 2004, Spaceship One achieves the first private manned space flight, October 4th. And I was wondering who owned that.
Yeah, really.
Flown by Mojave Aerospace Ventures. It was a joint venture between Paul Allen and Scaled Composites. Burt Rutan's, Burt Rutan's aviation company.
That's how I would pronounce it anyway. But
Allen provided the funding, $25 million. That doesn't seem like very much for a rocket.
Not anymore.
These days. So.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that it goes back that far. Private manned spaceship. I mean, we have those all the time now, but
it's common now. They're launching all the time. But
thanks to what's his name?
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk. Yes, that's what I was thinking of.
Okay, 2003 on October 7th, action hero Arnold Schwarzenegger is elected governor of California.
It's funny that they label him as action hero. It almost sounds like a figure, a sports,
like a cartoon character.
Yeah,
They probably made an action figure and called it Governor Schwarzenegger. They probably did. It's probably a collector's item.
I'm sure it is.
I'll be back.
Why wouldn't they call it like Hollywood star?
I don't know why they did that.
That's funny.
Anyway, moving on. 1990, East and West Germany are officially reunified October 3rd as modern-day Germany.
Yep.
It's really not that long ago.
It's really not, yeah. It's on the bucket list to go visit.
Yep. 1967, October 2nd, Thurgood Marshall becomes the first black Supreme Court justice. 1959, The Twilight Zone debuts, October 2nd, on CBS TV with Rod Sterling. I still have scary memories of scenes out of The Twilight Zone.
Yes, yeah. It was definitely a weird show, and then they'd play that music.
Yeah. The music was half of it. That's right. Yeah. Creepy. 1941, October 2nd, Nazi Germany launches an all-out offensive on Moscow. And finally, 1889, on October 6th, the Moulin Rouge in Paris opens its doors to the public.
What is it?
1889.
Moulin Rouge is it's a theater for live shows, right? Yeah. Wow.
A little risque, but it was a lot less risque then than
I didn't realize it's that
now.
old. 1886, 1889.
Yeah.
Wow. Interesting.
So that's your news for the week. Let's move on to a little bit of news. Housing news, major volatility. That was a crazy week on the mortgage rates. The week ending September 30th saw some of the largest day-to-day mortgage interest rate gains on record.
Yeah, they were big.
We can attest to this because we had a client who could not qualify one day and she could qualify the next.
Yeah.
That's how volatile it was. So yeah, that had to do with temporary market panic in the United Kingdom, and inflation in Germany affected the trading range for the underlying bond market.
Yeah.
New home sales surprised. New home sales surged a shocking 28.8% in August, a sharp reversal from a drop of 8.6% in July. Many experts immediately proclaimed the unexpected jump as an anomaly, and year-over-year sales were still down 0.1. So we'll see what the results for
It'll be interesting to see what
September
brings. I don't think it's going to be a whole lot better, unfortunately. I think sales in the new home market is still fairly slow, just as resales are.
So you do agree it's an anomaly that it had that big jump and it's going to flatten back down?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll shall see. Okay, U.S. pending home sales fell 2% in August. We've kind of covered that locally in our stat report and the Cromford report. The third straight monthly drop and the ninth drop in the last 10 months. We're pushing a year for this. Compared with a year earlier, transactions were down by 24.2%. So all of these numbers that come in from different sources, they're all running about 25% down from last year.
Again, we'll see what September number brings. But.
Right. Economic news, consumers keep spending. Despite increased inflation, overall consumer confidence also rose in August. Spending was up 0.4% after declining by 0.2% in July. Spending on services increased by 0.6%, and food prices rose 0.8%, while energy prices slid 5.5%, although this will show that it's jumped back up. So we'll see where that levels out at.
Yeah.
Housing and utilities were up 1%. Personal income grew 0.3%. So
wow.
Where does that additional spending come from? I hope it's not people getting into credit card debt problems.
Yeah, let's hope not.
We'll see. The market has definitely been up sharply the last 2 days.
That's nice. That's been nice.
There's a few indicators. The unemployment job openings fell by 10%, which is not a good sign for people looking for job, but it can be good news for inflation reduction. So it's a little bit of that bitter pill. That could be part of it, but it looks mostly like it pertains to we're starting a new quarter. And
it's the hope of starting a new quarter.
There's a little bit of skepticism that if it's to maintain this positive push, we're going to need some positive news. So we'll see what some of these leading indicators come out with the next couple weeks. Regulatory news, land shortages, land use restrictions, and lack of infrastructure make it harder than ever for developers to find sites near large population centers nationwide, often making housing shortages even worse. While the Fed's effort to fight inflation might help, the lack of supply and ongoing strong demand mean land prices will likely continue to rise. And we definitely see this in the form of each of these new communities that come in. The lots just keep getting smaller and smaller and smaller. It used to be, a 7,500 square foot lot was kind of small. You were looking for more like 8,500, 9,000. Now it's nothing to have a 5,700 square foot lot.
Even I remember when they were talking about North Point at Vistancia coming, and they're going to be bigger lots, and that's what was talked about originally. And again, there was nothing in writing necessarily that said that in the marketing or anything, but no, those lots up there are right around 7,000 square feet or
less, even, aren't they?
I think I've seen about 6,500. Maybe 6,000, definitely in some of the other communities outside of Estancia. But I mean, they're small. They're small lots. Let's be real.
The land costs more, so the developers have to squeeze more and more homes into a smaller space. So Flood warning. Interesting with the latest Hurricane Ian in Florida. It's a reminder to know which weather-related damage your homeowner's insurance covers.
Yeah,
what it excludes and charges a separate deductible for.
That's the caveat there. Yeah.
Statistics show just 15% of homeowners are insured against flood damage. Underinsured homeowners can apply for a federal grant, which typically covers only part of the loss. So you can ask, no, you look in your tax record, I believe, but I ask your real estate agent and they should be able to tell you what FEMA designation you are. You want to be an X, which means
there's a FEMA.gov website that you can go into and you put your address into and it tells you what your property is rated.
Yeah, and you're looking for it being rated an X, which is a chance 1 in 500 year?
No, I think it's 100.
1 in 100 year.
So it's 0.1% of chance of a 100-year flood.
Right.
So.
And I would still recommend, if you're concerned about it, if you live in an area, next to a river or a wash, and you're concerned about it with these changing weather patterns we're seeing, contact your insurance provider just to make sure you know exactly what you're covered for.
Yeah.
And what they'll cover in case there is any water damage.
Yeah, it's a good reminder for all of us to review our policies and just see. It may not be so much water damage or flood damage here, although water damage, of course, is a thing. Somebody can leave the bathtub running or the dishwasher overflows or your refrigerator overflows and it causes a problem in the bedroom behind the refrigerator. Or your water heater overflows, on and on. So there's definitely water damage things that you want to make sure and check your insurance coverage for. But here in Arizona, you also have these haboobs that we get, or strong windstorms, dust storms. So what kind of wind damage do you have?
Right, yeah. We see a lot of tree. Every time there's any kind of high wind, we see large branches. And they can cause a lot of damage to a house if they give it a direct hit. So
it's got to be something how to handle.
Right. You don't want to be paying for homeowner's insurance and find out it's not going to cover what you need it to cover.
Right.
Okay, that's your news. Let's move on. I do not have any new rate information today. So last week we were 30-year was at 6.725. The 15-year was at 5.950, and the VA was at 6.311. We will have an update for you to those numbers next week for sure. Inventory did go up 303. We're now at 19,905, knocking at that door of 20,000.
Okay.
That's a long way off from 3,500, isn't it? Peoria topped the 700 mark. They're now at 709. Surprise actually dropped under 900. They're at 896, but basically flat. A little closer to home, Trilogy at Vistancia increased by 5. Most affordable, $520,000. Most expensive, $1,199,000.
Going up to 37 total.
Yes, 37 total. Vistancia Village they're at 52. $379,000 the most affordable, $1,299,744 the most expensive. That's that David Weekley model home that you can lease for a couple of years.
Oh, okay.
Or I'm guessing it's a couple of years. That's usually what it is. You'll have to get the details. Let us know if you're interested. Blackstone Country Club dropped 1. They're at 9. The most affordable, $595,000. The most expensive, $2,790,000. Still tops the list. Portobello dropped 2. I think that's 2 from my bad handwriting. It could be 27, but I think
27.
it's 20. You think it's 27?
Yeah.
So they increased 3. My apology. $449,000 the most affordable, $949,900 the most expensive. Sun City Grand is at an even 100. They're at 6. $360,000 is the most affordable. $869,992 is the most expensive. Sun City West is up to 185. They're knocking on the door at 200.
Wow.
Most affordable, $204,999. $869 still tops the list there. Finally, Westbrook Village is still at 35, 330,000 the most affordable, 595,000 the most expensive. For Trilogy at Estancia, homes under contract are still sitting at 12, still a bit slow.
Yeah.
Trilogy at Estancia sold in the last 30 days, 15 homes. So we're still
about the same.
Kind of waiting for the season to begin. A little bit slow right now.
Yeah.
Estancia Village under contract, 20. And Estancia Village sold in the last 30 days, 14.
Yeah, our contract ratio keeps going down there. How many active versus how many are under contract?
Right.
In both of those communities.
So the month's supply of inventory keeps going up a little bit. So.
Yeah.
All right, that's our report for this week. I hope everybody has a blessed week, and we will talk to you again next week. Take care.